This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Alyssa Orange from Pigtrail Nation joining us here. I don't remember how long it was ago, maybe 3 months ago, that we picked this as Alyssa's walk-up song for every time she comes on. Is this song stuck in your head yet, Alyssa?
Yeah, I like it. I'm digging it.
Good.
It's a fun song.
Good. Well, sorry we got to you a little bit late. We had a lot of callers in the last segment. This the deal in Alabama is generating a lot of, I wouldn't say like a lot of opinions necessarily. There's just a lot of questions. It's an emotional topic, and it's just tragic. You know, first of all for Janae to have lost her life, and I think it becomes evident that the Alabama athletic department not ready to handle something quite like this. Nate Oates too, and I wonder your thoughts on this situation.
Oh, I've got a lot of opinions, and I am not a legal expert by any means. I don't understand. To quote Nate Oates, Brandon Miller is not in trouble at all. I'm sorry. What? Come again? Please explain to me how this young man is not culpable at all in this situation. And don't get it wrong. This is not about a basketball player. This is about Janae Harris and her 5-year-old son who no longer has a mom. And everyone needs to stop looking at it through a sports lens and look at it that this 5-year-old boy does not have his mother anymore, and he deserves justice from every person that was involved with his mother's death. Because bottom line, that gun doesn't show up that night, no one is dead.
Now, Alyssa, there's also, I mean, if we could separate, if we had to, the legal aspect of this from the moral aspect of this. You know, and what he's saying is he's not in trouble, and he means with the law, but he also means with us. Like, there have been no repercussions for Brandon Miller for making an incredibly poor decision that led directly to a young woman's death. And that can you can be innocent before proven guilty in the eyes of the law. But the people that you work for, those who in this case you play for, they've got a bigger responsibility to do the morally and ethically right thing.
Yep, exactly. And here's the deal. At the end of the day, I don't care what people say. He was the one who came back with that gun. And if Miles had texted him, he never once was like, why, man? Why do you need this? What do you need it for? I get he's a kid. Per se, he's young, he's still a teenager, but at the same time, like, you just have to be held responsible for the decisions that you make, and that decision led directly to a young woman and a mother losing her life. And I just wish people could see it from that way. It has got nothing to do with basketball and everything to do with a woman who is no longer on this earth.
It starts with the coach, and I agree with you, Alyssa. Does the coach not have a rule saying that we can't have guns on campus? You know, it starts with the coach.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine whose dad is a coach, and
you have different rules than other regular. Yeah, Alyssa, you're right on. If you're on a team, you have a different set of rules you have to follow than the regular students do.
I don't know. And Nate Oates makes a comment about, I can't control what everyone does outside of practice. I don't know. How about not murder somebody? That sounds like something that should probably be on a list somewhere. Like, I don't know, guys. You probably can't, don't do boneheaded stuff, but definitely don't be involved with someone's murder. Sounds pretty simple to me.
Yeah, I do want to change it up a little bit and ask you about Ricky Council and his performance and him coming off the bench. And I was thinking, I was talking with Phil earlier, and who does Ricky Council remind you of in the last 20, 30 years? Because I was thinking a little Brandon Dean, but they're kind of a little, but just that undersized guard that had that spring. But man, the more I watch Ricky Council, Alyssa, the bigger fan I become.
Yeah, no, he's really fun to watch. And I think Ricky Council's also someone when, not a ton of pressure is on him, he plays so much better. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we were seeing in that stretch of games where they were losing, is there was so much pressure on him and Anthony Black, because with Nick Smith Jr. out, to figure it out and find ways to win. And Ricky's a guy, you just got to let him ball, and he is going to ball out, and he's a lot of fun to watch. Comparison-wise, oh, gosh, that's hard. 10 years of covering this basketball team, I think he's got a spunkiness about him, like an Adrio Bailey, a little bit obviously more athletic. Adrio was a forward. He's got a little Mason Jones in him too.
He's cold-blooded. He's fun to watch, and he's got no fear when he's out there, and he's just playing. And he's a guy where you feed him. Sorry, Matt. You just feed him confidence, and he's better and better. No, I was just going to say I agree with you that when Nick Smith comes back in, Anthony Black's jobs get easier. Ricky Council's job get easier because the focus point is on Nick Smith. So everybody's job should get a little easier.
All of that, a lot of that too, and I'm seeing this like with the women's team too. I think there's an emotional or a mental strain that comes when you feel you've got to do more heavy lifting than you might have bought into. And I think that compounds upon itself. I feel like you've seen that with the women's team. I think the 5 starters feel an immense amount of pressure to play almost perfectly because they haven't gotten much help from the bench. Now on the men's side that you have, Nick Smith, not just anybody, but Nick Smith there, and Ricky's in a position where he obviously felt comfortable as a sixth man last year. And there's a comfort level for this team now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're seeing it more and more. I mean, it's taken 2-3 games for Nick Smith Jr. to find his groove. We saw him do that yesterday. And then guys around him, like you said, relax, take a step back, and just play freer. And, we knew it was coming. And we had to give him patience. Like, you can't just, the first time when he got back and he only had, missed a couple threes, only had a couple points, and it was like, oh, well, is he? It's like, guys, give him time. You got to give Nick Smith Jr. time to get acclimated again. I mean, Muss has said it too. They don't play at practice. They don't scrimmage at practice. So Nick's reps comes in a game, and now we're seeing how that can all pay off. And this basketball team can easily turn a corner and make a run. And if they play the way that they played last night, look out in March.
Hey, Matt, Alyssa, Scott, and Jeff texted in, and they made the player comparison that I started to think a little bit. Michael Qualls with a better jump shot.
Yes. You know what? So Qualls Council had a dunk a couple games ago. I can't remember which one it was. I was actually shooting it, so I should remember. But I just took
he has one every game though. Alyssa. Yeah, right. Yeah.
True. This is true. So I was like Mr. Walk on Air 2.0 ? So that's a great comp there.
Yeah, and Qualls, I mean, as far as that mid-range, man, not Qualls, but Ricky Council he crushes that mid-range. It wouldn't be a show if every couple months I didn't keep you updated on what Willie Taggart's doing, Alyssa. Did you?
Oh, gosh.
Did you see he's the Baltimore Ravens running back coach? Has his new job, yeah.
God.
He's out of Florida. He's out of the state of Florida now.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Are you ready for the expectations that are going to be lopped on your Florida State football team this next year? They haven't had expectations like that since after winning a national title with Jamison Winston.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. So you know what? I'm all about it. I love it. I want them to be relevant again, give them all the expectations, and they should have. This is a really good team. They got really good pieces coming back, especially in Jordan Travis, who, early Heisman watch. That's not coming from a homer like me. That's coming from people nationally. So it's going to be a fun season to watch them play, hopefully. And it's always much more fun when Arkansas football and for me personally, Florida State football are playing really, really well. It just makes the fall that much more fun.
I've been remiss, and I hadn't mentioned Courtney Deifel now is the most winningest softball coach in Arkansas history. Came over the last weekend. I know they got the big Razorback Invitational coming up this weekend, weather permitting. But she is so highly regarded. And, I mean, she should have take her lumps first as a coach before, got to the position where they could win these many games. It just goes to show, just keep working hard, and you got a plan, and somebody that obviously knows how to win a lot of softball games as a player and a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible. Really excited for her and that accomplishment, as I'm sure a lot of people are. But this is proof that, we are such in a what have you done for me lately? I need results right now. Microwave world we live in where they want things fast. That Courtney Deifel built this program over time, and then these past 4 years have proven that give me time, let me bring in transfers and recruits, and I will continue to build my recruiting class. And then she brings in the number one recruiting class this year. They're winning softball games. They're a game away from going to the Women's College World Series. This is proof that allowing someone to build a program, you can get to where you want to go to. And there's so many softball players who came when, she always talks about Mary Haff is one of the players that took a chance on the program and came and helped them. Autumn Storm is another person who took a chance on the program and came to Arkansas to help them. Danielle Gibson, same thing, transferring from Arizona State. And so she's been able to do it. She's been able to do it the right way. And then just in general, she's like a really cool person. So it's awesome.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.